Hey, how's everybody doing? And welcome to another episode of Obie Acres. Out here today, working at the farm. It's been a rough couple days. Actually, been a lot of weird stuff's been happening around here. As you all heard on the news, probably the bad weather that we've gotten in Ohio here, in the the flooding and stuff. Well, we had at the farm here yesterday. I didn't really have any high winds or anything like that. There's no limbs down, but I had lightning, and it was bad. I was in the shop working, and it hit the pole here, and it sparked, and all the power went out. And I come outside, and the fuse and they call that lightning arrestor on the fuse holder for the transformer. It was smoking. Of course, I called the power company, and probably 2 hours later, he came within an hour. But he was here, I bet you 45 minutes working on it. He had replaced this fuse, and he was checking stuff. Then he went down the road, and there was another fuse down there blew, and then he got the power. I had the generator running for a while, but then we got the power. He got the power on, and then I was getting all kinds of weird stuff. The boiler in the shop wasn't working. Here was a fuse blowed. I found that right away. Went and got one from my buddy, and then in the house, everything in the shop was working okay, as far as I know. I mean, we're still in the process of finding stuff, but then found out the water softeners weren't working. They were dead, and here the power supplies got fried from the lightning. There's just a little transformer that you plug in, a 120 volt to 24 volt converter. And actually, this softener company gave me two of them. They probably had, when they rip out old ones, I think they have them, and they had them in his truck. But he was real nice, and he just gave me them because they couldn't even come out. But fixed that. Then I was out there working on the softener, and I noticed the furnace was just running. The blower was running, but nothing else. I said, what the hell? So I went upstairs to look. Here's the thermostat. It's got a wireless thermostat. The controller down on the furnace got fried, so we had to order one of them today. Waiting for that to go. But we have backup heat in the house. We have the electric baseboard and ceiling heat, so it's not cold out right now anyhow. But got that fixed, and then the fuse blew on the gas pump, and I got that fixed. And I checked all the other electrical appliances, and everything seems to be working, but you just don't know until time comes. Maybe there'll be something. Hopefully that's all I found. That was scary. It scared the hell out of me. I hit that pole, and it made a hell of a noise. But it just lost. Nobody else got nailed. I'm trying out the speaker. It's windy out today. I don't know if it's working any better or not. I'll find out here in a second. But I've been waiting for a nice day to get the planter out, so I got to pull everything to get it out. And there's tractors in that shop. I'm going to pull the header out, and I don't think anybody cares to watch that. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you're excited to see that. I don't know. There's Lou. You want to say hi, Lou? Lou likes to run around, but planter's back there. I'm going to hook the sprayer. Yeah, I had a phone call. My wife called me. But yeah, I'm going to hook the sprayer up. Oh, sorry, my thumb was in the way. The speaker is cutting out. It actually cancels out the wind, but maybe I put it right to my mouth, I'll try it. But I'm going to get the sprayer out. I can see it better now. And I got to hook the bean planter up because I need to, at some point, get the seed tender wagon out. I got the double box seed tender with auger on it, and we need to try to fill this planter up and make room because we got beans coming, and that it still has a little bit of beans left from last year in one of the compartments, more than a little bit, but I think they'll fit in the planter. If it don't all fit in the planter, we'll put them in one of them barrels. But it's not. It looks like a lot, but it's. I don't think it's that much. But I want to get the planter out. Then I'll just pull. I want to put the combine back in here, so I'll have to pull the sprayer out, pull the bean planter out, and then I want to move the corn head over. I don't know why. I think I had the combine over here last fall, for a while, but I moved this planter. Yeah, there's freaking mice or something underneath there. I don't know how. I cleaned this thing out really good, and you still get stuff in. I don't know. I put poison in there too. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know how that happens. I spend a whole day cleaning this thing out, and it's still. That's from mice, I think, and I put poison in there. But anyhow, I want to move this over, move the header over, and then we will put the combine back in that corner. And I clean the combine out real thorough. I mean, I take all the guards off, all the shields, all the elevator guards, and I clean it out with a shop vac because I don't want mice getting in there. I'm not saying they don't get in there, but so that's the plan. I don't think I'm going to record all that because it's hard to do all that. But I wanted to get it out while it's warm. It's going to be warm today, then cold the next couple of days, and I'll just pull it in here. I can't fit it in the shop with it on the tractor, but it'll fit in this way with it on the tractor. And then I want to get it out and fold it out and check all the vacuum, make sure I'm not getting a vacuum leak anywhere, because I don't think that's the problem. I'm pretty sure it was just from I didn't put enough talc or enough. You're only supposed to put graphite in them. I didn't put enough graphite in there, and I think the seed was hanging up once in a while. It would just quit planting in one row randomly. It would go to different rows. So that's what I'm doing. If anybody's wondering, I'm ready to do some farming because I'm tired of working on these housing and all these problems. I had a problem with one rental where wires shorted out and then breaker didn't trip and the furnace went wrong, and that was another fun project. And so, I showed you his new tractor, and then he bought that 5,000 the other day. He's going to swap tires. It's got good tires and wheels on it. He's going to swap them with some bad ones. I told you we were looking for some. And he's going to sell that tractor. Gas, 5,000. Newer than my 5,000. We got a 67, I think it is. This is like a 72 or one of the last ones they made, because it's got the newer front end. But it's all ragged. It runs. It's just kind of ragged out a little bit. It's a gasser, and it's got this stupid cab on it. I mean, this is I found out what it is, a Femco cab. I found the tag. I think it was on a different tractor, but they did I don't know if they bought these or factory. If these were factory things, they said it was on a John Deere before this, but I don't know if this is factory brackets. Looks like they made them, but they did a decent job. But when you don't ISO mount these, they're just so damn noisy, and they didn't. This ain't made to do that. I mean, it keeps them. If you're gonna plow snow with it, sure, it's fine, but it's not even closed in the back. And then one time it had the air conditioner. Whatever tractor was on previously had an air conditioning. And then I tell you what, I bet when it worked, it really worked good because it has a hell of a blower in it. There's the air conditioning line. It don't have no compressor or nothing on it. It's got good tires. The one tire on the one side is brand new, but the wheels, it's got the power adjust wheels, and that's why he bought it. So he can use it with that tire. This tire's like new. You can just get another one of them. And this tire's good. You can get another one. And that's a lot cheaper than trying to find rims. By the time he found rims and tires, he would have a lot more in it than that. And then he'll get his money back out of 5,000. Everybody's looking for parts. He would consider putting out if he could get his money and make his money back. But if anybody needs any parts off of 5,000, or if anybody is interested in that, drop me a message in the message box. But I'm gonna get these tractors out, and then I'll show a video after that. So it's the next day. I got really busy yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to do any more filming. I don't think anybody really cares, but I got everything moved around. And I don't know why that truck there. But, I hooked the sprayer up. I was just trying my sprayer out. I got a bad flow meter from last year. I forgot. I got to order one of them. But put that pin in there. But I just got everything moved around, clean. I swept and I put that header could go over further, but I got swept up all the crap and put the combine over here, and I got the planter hooked up. I didn't hook it up. I just pulled it out and get a nicer day where I can hook it up and I'll pull it outside. And it's supposed to get crappy weather coming again in the next couple of days, so I'll get it all hooked up in here, and I want to take it outside and do some troubleshooting. But I got it in here. It fits in here pretty good like this. Just go open them doors and pull it out. I didn't hook the chisel plow. I had the chisel plow hooked up, but I did some work to that. But I just pulled Austin's tractor in here. He's gonna swap them wheels. I don't know when, but I don't know. I always liked the way these Fords, I know I'm a Ford guy, but I can also be, what do you want to call it? I know their weak points. I can be, I can have the perspective of, because I've had a lot of different tractors, and I drove about every tractor under the sun of these older era. Yeah, put that. So I know the weak points to these. The engines are somewhat of a weak point, but I don't think they are. I mean, yeah, there was definitely some bad quality control in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s is when all the bad stuff happened. And they're a parent bore engine, I know that, but regardless, I do like the calves. For one of the older calves, they're pretty nice. And I like the way this thing shifts like a dream. I mean, it just goes in the gear so easy, you don't have to fight in it. I like the shifter being right there. The only thing about if the throttle was over on the right, it'd be a little nicer, but it's really fine where it's at. I like the foot pedals. It does have a foot throttle, which would be nice if you had a loader on it. I want to put a foot throttle on my 5000, but everything works on this thing. I had it hooked to the PTO and the hydraulics work, and it just needs some TLC. But I pulled it in here for now, just to get it out of the way, more or less. But that's where we're at. And I broke his drawbar on his little. I had that hooked to the little 960, and I was backing in here, and the drawbar broke, so I had to order him a new drawbar, but they're not that expensive. I only paid $40 for it. Was a bird nest in there or what? But I gotta get this hooked up to one of the tractors and fold it out and pull it. Like I said, I gotta empty that wagon, and they usually don't show it with the beanstalk. It stays consistently warm, and they have nice days to do it because they're treating them, and they don't like treating them when it's cold out. I hooked the sprayer up, and I don't have any leaks. I have one little leak here. I just tightened this hose barb, and then I have to order a new flow meter because last year it was flaking out on me. I'm assuming it's the flow meter and not a wiring. Could be. I've had problem with the wiring, the connector in there, because I'm taking it off and on a lot when I unhook it from the tractor. But I think it's that flow meter. I don't know if I replaced that once or I replaced this once. That's the flow valve, and it changes the flow. I can run it manually. I ran it the last few fields last year. It started flaking out on me, so I just ran it manually. I just put it in manual mode. I know how, if you know your pressure, watch your pressure here. Watch that and have that, and run your speed rate. You're fine. It's no big deal. But I do like the flow. The flow meter's nice for you just punch in your flow and it works good. But that's where we're at. Starting to get a few things out. The skid loader's all done. He's got one hose that he needs to replace. It'll be ready to go. So fun times. So hope you enjoy this. And I want to do another video at some point on my old tractors. So I see these videos of guys, and I ranted about this one other time. They're always comparing the 8N to these new tractors. Well, why don't you compare something that was built in like the 60s or 70s instead of something was built in the 40s or 30s? Because you could buy a nice 3000 Ford or a, I don't know, International. I think Ford really ruled the market on the small utility tractors there for a while in the 60s and 70s, because they were cheap, and most guys didn't want to spend a lot of money on a little utility tractor they're not in the field with all day. They were cheap, and they sold a lot of them. But you take like a little 3000 or a 4000 or 2000, 3000 or 4000, you buy one of them for $6,000-$7,000 compared to what a new tractor costs. I mean, there ain't a whole lot of improvements unless you want like a hydrostat. I don't know why you'd want a hydrostat on one of them, but they're pretty. That's what they should be comparing it to, not a 1930 some tractor. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and hit the like and subscribe button, and see you next time.